Try not to fall to your death.
What is up, guys? We're going to talk about my favorite feature of Horizon Zero Dawn. It's a feature I believe to be criminally underrated. It's something I don't think most players realize exists, and I've never seen it mentioned outside of myself hyping it up. Anyone that has played Horizon knows it's one of the best games on the PlayStation, and maybe one of the best games of all time. It has an amazing story, amazing combat, and amazing visuals. And unlike most games on its level, it actually gives you the option to see the world. What do I mean by that? Well, let me tell you. In these stunning open world RPG games, there's always something covering up the beautiful world the developers have created. So much effort made into making the world look as realistic as possible, only to cover it up with health bars, damage numbers, icons, indicators, etc., etc. All of a sudden, this nearly real-life looking world turns into just another arcade. Well, what about the players who want to see that world and really appreciate it, still be able to play the game? Sure, every game offers the ability to turn off the HUD, but then all of a sudden you're lost. Can't find the next quest, can't find any items, don't know your health. Turning off your HUD is just a facade, something you use for a quick photo or something. Well, in HCD they did it right, and you can play from beginning to end as I did, with nothing on your screen except for the quest waypoint. This is something I check in every game I play, and guess what? This is the first one that has ever truly done it right. Well, at least on console, because that's what I play. Not even the famed Witcher 3 could do this. I'll break it down further. In HZD, you don't need an HUD. In Horizon, the enemies show visual damage on their bodies, so they don't need a health bar. When you rough them up a little bit, they'll start limping, they'll have electricity staticking out of their body. You can really tell they're hurt when they are hurt. And you can tell when one's about to go down. They also have pieces breaking off from them, parts exploding, shooting out flames, you name it. And by using your focus ability, you can check every target to check their weaknesses, so you don't actually have to keep the damage numbers on screen to know if you're doing extra damage.
You're not gonna like this.
The arrows also go where you point them, so you don't need a reticle. It's a little more realistic this way, a little more immersive. I consider it more fun and a bit more challenging. Clearly in real life you wouldn't have a reticle, so I think turning it off is best for immersion. The enemies also have a fantastic visual cue built in. They have these headlights that change color based on how they are reacting towards you. Blue just means they're neutral, means they're just chilling. Yellow means they're searching for you but aren't exactly coming for you yet. And red, well, red means they're looking to fuck you up. Or they are fucking you up, which is very possible in this game. Just means they're being aggressive, that's what red means. So you don't need these indicators on screen showing you how these things are reacting towards you, because it's built into their model already. You also don't need to keep your own health bar on, because the screen will turn red every time you're low health, so that's a pretty good indicator right there. I personally like to keep the health bar on dynamic, just so I can see how much health I have, but I did play a good chunk of my playthrough without it, and it does work that way. You also don't need to keep your XP bar on screen, because you'll get a visual cue every time you level up. When you run out of ammo, you'll get a visual cue on screen telling you, and Aloy will usually say something about it, so you get a couple good indicators there, so you don't necessarily need to keep your ammo on screen. The vegetation, which is used for health and crafting, are all uniquely colored and designed, so you can walk out into the free wilderness and recognize these plants for what they are, and pick them just like real life, all without in-game icons. You can roleplay your deepest hunter-gatherer fantasies, all within an action-packed game. It's awesome. And better yet, you can turn focus only on for these items to indicate large groups of them, so your focus ability becomes more immersive and useful, and gives the in-game icons a good reason to be displayed, instead of always being there, ruining your God-gifted immersion. You can even turn off the interact button once you fully recognize all the plants, just so you can have nothing on your screen if you like that. I mean, come on, it's like the game was made to play without a HUD. So much intricate effort to appeal to immersive gamers like myself, and not once is it mentioned in-game or used as a selling point. I gotta give a big shout out to the developers for this one, because they killed it. All you need is the small quest waypoint to beat the entire game. I'm telling you, when I found this out about 15% of the way through, I could not put down the game. I had the most immersive and fun playthrough of my life. I still think about it nearly 4 years later, which clearly is why I felt the need to make this video. This needs to be the standard for open world games, and any game. Horizon completely conquers for this reason, and it's such an easy thing to overlook, and I'm pretty sure it has been overlooked by many. If you like the HUD, that's all good, because I used to love health bars and all that. Now I'm like, get it the fuck off my screen, I'm trying to see that sunset. So if you're like me, and you like those sunsets, and you didn't play Horizon without the HUD on, I'm telling you, you gotta go back and at least run around for an hour or two. You're gonna have a blast. It really ramps up the intensity and the experience in my opinion. Okay, I'm gonna let this last fight run. I turned the HUD on and I'm gonna turn it off again soon just to show the difference. Thanks for watching, and drop a like and sub if you enjoyed. This is my first real effort video, so any support would mean a ton to me. I promise the quality will get better over time. Peace.